Oh hey, it's Tay with Mom on the Spectrum. I've missed y'all. I didn't make a video last week because we were getting a new roof and it sounded like I lived in a circus tent. So I figured it was better not to record. Today I wanted to talk about an issue that has come up a lot for me. I'm wondering if I'm the only one, but I feel like as I get older, I feel more autistic. So we're gonna get into that today, but first I'm gonna sing the new Adele song for you. Okay, just kidding. Not gonna sing that for you today, though I'd be lying if I said I didn't try to sing it all the time in my house when I'm by myself. And my husband also, I think, maybe has listened to that song more than I have. My fidget toy today is this really cool little snake-looking thing. You can bend it all different kinds of directions. I got this in a cool kit on Amazon. I can post a link in the description. FYI, anything that I refer to in my videos, I usually try to link in the description so that you can find them. I've got some exciting channel announcements that I'm gonna put at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around for those. Also, smash that subscribe button. Sorry, I had to do it. It helps me out so much. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is so cool. If you know me, hopefully by now you know I'm way more about interacting with you all one-on-one. But once we hit 1,000 subscribers, different features unlock on the channel. I can do live Q&As. Our community tab will open up so we can have discussions on there throughout the week, not just related to the videos, but anything that comes up, we can get input from the rest of the community. So I'm really excited about where we're headed. There has been some weird censorship through YouTube of certain comments that have been put on my channel. So if that's you, first of all, I want to apologize. I have not had any part in that. In fact, I see them come in, and when I click on them to view them, it says that the comment is no longer available. They're not even available on the back end of my YouTube studio where it keeps track of all of my comments. So if that's you, I just want you to know I do not want to live in an echo chamber. I am not censoring you because what you said is different than what I was saying. On the contrary, I really love different opinions, and I would like to think that I have pretty tough skin. So please know that if you have been censored or your comment has been deleted on my channel, that I am working to try to figure out what is the cause of that. If that happens to you, please reach out and let me know so that I can keep a running list of the comments that are disappearing so that I can bring that to YouTube and figure out what the heck is going on. Okay, so let's talk about feeling more autistic as we get older. I'm going to talk about it kind of in the different sections of what are considered autistic. I don't like the word symptom. Autistic differences. Okay, social differences. I just feel way more autistic when it comes to relating to people now that I'm older. For example, I'm really proud of myself about this. We got an epic invitation to a murder mystery party, which with the right elements I would be all for, but I'm feeling burned out lately. This is gonna be a group that I didn't know very well. Y'all, I'm telling you, the invitation, she hand delivered them to our house. It had like this little vial of like magic potion, and it had like herbs and they were tied together. It had like this creepy like invitation and old-timey photos, and it was in this box with a wax seal. Okay, it was like the coolest invitation I've ever received in my life. So naturally, because of that, it was so epic, and I also really love and respect this person who brought the invitation to us. I just felt so anxious about going. I just haven't been in a great headspace lately. Social events have been too much for me. So I took a night to sleep on it, and I texted her back and I said, thank you so much for the invite. It's an amazing invitation. I'm sure the party's gonna be fun, but these types of get-togethers aren't the best fit for me, and I'm not gonna be able to make it this time. She, in return, was really supportive and thanked me for being able to share that information with her, but I just felt really proud of myself because old Taylor would have just said, you know what, she went to a lot of trouble to do this. She's gonna have to rethink the party if I'm not there because of the character that I'm playing. But new Taylor knows, well, let's say growing Taylor knows that if I say yes to that party, that is going to cost a lot of spoons. I won't get into spoon theory right now, but basically it's a way to represent how much energy a certain task takes. So for that was going to cost me a lot of spoons, and I didn't have very many spoons to give. So I knew that that would push me further into meltdown, possibly into shutdown, and that wasn't going to be great for me. So rather than filling a role because I was supposed to, I set a boundary for myself, was respectful in how I communicated it, and was able to not go to that event, which allowed me to take better care of myself. So all that to say, I'm noticing that things like that happen, like social opportunities where I'm just like, no, I don't want to do that. Also, just like at the gym today, I went to a Zumba class, which I'm realizing that dancing has always really been a great way for me to stem or get energy out through movement. And so I was at a Zumba class today and I had a question for the instructor after it was over because we danced to this Gloria Estefan song and I love Gloria. I had to know what it was called. So, like a normal human, I waited for my turn to speak to the instructor. And I don't know about y'all, but like when I need to speak to somebody and there's like other people talking to the person, that's like a nightmare for me. I'm like, what is happening? I don't understand the exchange that happens here because first of all I feel so awkward standing in the background like waiting to talk to this person. Second of all, I don't really know how to indicate that I want to talk to them. So I'm standing there, somebody's talking to the instructor, and I'm thinking, wow, this is really awkward. I'm trying to catch her eye, somehow communicate that I have a question for her. Then this other woman just opens the door, walks in the studio. Oh my goodness, it's my kitty. Hi, do you want to sit with me? Okay, anyways, so she walks in the door, makes a beeline straight to the instructor, and just gives her a huge hug and starts talking to her. Talks to her for 5 minutes. I was clearly like right there ready to talk to the instructor. That was one of those moments where I'm like, I do not understand social rules. I do not understand social things. Like, why does it not make sense to other people to wait until the people around the person are done talking to that person? Like, no, she just opens the door, walks straight up to the person and starts talking to her. I was like, honestly, annoyed, but also impressed, you know, like, how do I just start talking to someone like that? I don't know. But for whatever reason, I'm becoming way more aware of all these social differences when I talk to people on the phone. I guess I should have said trigger warning before that. I hate talking to people on the phone. I always have though. So anyways, all these social situations are coming up where I'm like, wow, I feel really autistic. Also, I kind of mentioned it earlier, stimming. I just feel like I need to stim all the time. I feel like I need to like tap my legs all the time or like clap my hands or have a fidget toy. I just feel like I need to stim way more than I ever have before. And now that I'm saying it out loud, I feel like, because when I was younger, I was more active, right? I was like dancing, I was in marching band, I was playing my flute, I was doing all these things, I was at college, all that stuff. And then with kids, you know, your life transitions to be a little bit more sedentary. Is that the right word? Where you sit more, and don't get me wrong, you're still active, chasing your kids around and taking care of them. But something just happens, I think, for me, where I haven't been quite as active. We'll get more into the why of all of this in a bit, but that thought just occurred to me while I was talking. So I feel the need to stim way more, and I have felt more comfortable doing it in social situations with people that I'm close to and feel comfortable with. I just don't really go anywhere without a fidget toy now. I have them everywhere. And then lastly, my special interests. It's kind of the only thing that I want to do in my life now. Like my special interests before, it was really nice when I got extra time to work on them and I'd be super excited. But now it's like I'm annoyed that I have to do anything else other than just like play on my piano all day or pet my cats all day or work on my channel all day. I love working on my channel. I love talking to y'all so much. So now I feel like I'm more annoyed than ever when I can't work on my special interests. I'm just really pissed about it. Excuse the language. So first of all, I'd be curious to hear how y'all are feeling as you get older. Like, are you feeling more autistic? What kinds of things are making you feel more autistic? But also, let's talk about the why of all of this. So why could I be feeling more autistic? Why could we be feeling more autistic at this point in our lives? First of all, late diagnosis for me. So I'm still getting accustomed to the fact that I am autistic and still learning a lot about myself. There's a lot of new information that I'm learning about how I interact with the world. I think that's part of it, which goes hand in hand with awareness. So as we get older and wiser, hopefully, that also comes with more awareness. The awareness of, oh, I really don't want to go to that party. The awareness of, wow, I feel really fidgety right now. Maybe I need to stim. I think with increased awareness comes more attention to autistic challenges and autistic happenings. The main change for me, though, I think, is that my experiences are changing. So I kind of alluded to it earlier, but my kids are getting older now. They're not like babies. So they talk, they walk, they have plenty of opinions, they have their own conversations, they have their own friends. They go to school, they have school events, they have teachers that I'm interacting with. And every day there's new social challenges, you know, whether it's introducing myself to a new parent of a friend or interacting with the teacher to make sure that my kids' needs are getting met. Oh, it's my kitty. Hi, you want to sit with me? Oh, that's my microphone. Okay. Oh. I said it in another video, but this is my cat. He has a funny name. His name is Beltray, and my 8-year-old daughter named him that when she was 4. But he's the sweetest. He's a huge cuddle bug. I really hope that his purr is not like rattling into the microphone right now. Hi. Oh my goodness, this is my favorite. I don't need my fidget toy anymore. Okay, so where was I? All right, so my experiences are changing. So I've never been at this point in my life before. I know that seems obvious, but like I've never been a mom with an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old before. This is the first time that I've ever done that. This is the first time that I've had 2 kids in school all day. This is the first time for a lot of things right now. I covered this in one of my other videos, the DSM criteria for an autism diagnosis, but some of the autistic challenges that we face don't really surface, or we might not have words for them until social pressures become too much. So that's kind of what I feel is happening in my life right now. Social pressures are continuing to increase because now I'm not only juggling my social circle, but I'm juggling my kids' social circles. And like with the party, that was more my husband's social circle. So there's a lot of changing social pressures, and that means a lot of changes in terms of how we interact with the world. So going back to the spoon theory, maybe we should have covered it more in this video, but let's say I start the day with 10 spoons representing how much energy I have to give for the day. Well, now instead of having 5 events for myself to take care of, let's just say I have 5 things to do that day. Now I have 10 things to do because I also have things related to my kids. So more energy is being required of me. And because of that, I'm less able to mask, which brings me to the last point. Less masking, I think, makes us more aware of the things that truly do bother us. So again, I think me not going to the party is a good example. Like normally I would mask and just say, you know what, I'm gonna go to the party, I'm gonna make it happen. But now I think we care less about what people think as we get older, maybe a little bit. I know that's still a struggle that we'll probably have for our whole life, but we start caring a little less about what people think, which leads to less masking, more being okay with like, you know what, I really don't want to talk to you right now. You know, we might say it in a nicer way. You know, I don't want to talk right now. I don't want to go out right now. That was another thing. My parents offered to take us out to dinner this week, which was really nice. And you know what? I just asked them, I was like, would y'all come over to the house? Because in my head, I was feeling really daunted by thinking of going out, sitting in a restaurant, having the kids with us. It was too much. So I asked, can we please come back home? That way I don't have to mask out in public, pretend like everything's cool when I'm really worried about the sounds coming from the kitchen and how loud it is and what the kids are touching and all that kind of stuff. So those are some of the main factors I think that have caused me to feel more autistic. I don't think that we become more autistic. I think different challenges feel more intense for us depending on what day it is. I don't know if you've seen the representation. Autism, I think, is less of a linear spectrum and more of like a circular spectrum. So let's say social differences, special interests, sensory differences, these different categories related to autism, they're all in like different circles, and different individuals have a higher concentration of sensory issues or a lesser concentration of social differences. So in each of these areas, we have varying degrees of challenge and skill. I'm getting into different topics for different videos, but we're going to be more or less affected. Oh, don't leave. Okay, I love you. We're going to be more or less affected by the same thing on a different day, depending on how much we slept that night, if we're in a meltdown, if we're coming out of a meltdown, that kind of stuff. Okay, and then I just want to be real with y'all because I'm very big on authenticity, because I think social media can be a place where we compare ourselves too much to people who look perfect and have everything together. And I just really don't like the idea that anybody would do that, like to compare themselves to me. Because as a reminder, you are only seeing me for the few minutes that this video is happening, and you don't know what happened last night or what's going to happen later in the day for me. But I have been in a really, really hard, crappy place. I'm just going to be honest. Part of the reason why I made the video last week about navigating panic attacks is because I had a panic attack. And I feel like, maybe a little inspired by Ted Lasso, if you've seen season 2, to talk more about this stuff. Like, at the end of the day, it's a panic attack. It doesn't change who I am or my value or worth. And the fact that we hide talking about these things makes them feel much more intense and shameful. I didn't have any control over whether or not I had a panic attack. It happened to me. I am sharing that information because I think it could be easy for you to watch this video and think, oh, she's smiling and she's cuddling with her cat and she has a piano and a nice room to make videos in. But the truth of it is that I also have a lot of really big struggles, and that's kind of another thing that I want to make a video on soon. Not necessarily my struggles, but the fact that being autistic level 1, so many of my struggles are things that people can't see. They're invisible struggles that nobody knows that I deal with. Even my husband, whom I share so much of my life with and communicate, I feel really well with, I still can't communicate many things to him that I experience as challenges on a day-to-day basis. So that's something else I've been thinking about a lot as I plan for new videos. So just being real, I am very happy making these videos. I love it, but my life is not sunshine and rainbows. I definitely have challenges and hardships just like everyone. And then lastly, I'm just so excited. I have to thank my friend Jared, who has been a subscriber from like almost day one. Jared, I can't remember, but from the beginning, he has just been like cheering me on. He has the greatest gift of encouragement. He's so kind, and he has helped me come up with some ideas because some of you have reached out and asked for ways to support the channel, which makes me so happy. If y'all don't know, I have been in the middle of a career change, which has been really, really tough, and I want to spend more time on the channel, and y'all's support would help me do that in the phase of life that I'm in. So if you are interested, I'm going to put some ways to do that in the description. One of those things is I'm going to start offering one-on-one sessions, which I'm excited about because it's my favorite part of the channel, is getting to know y'all. Because I know many of you have come to me, oh my gosh, I am about to get my diagnosis, or I'm wondering if I should get a diagnosis, or I don't know who I am now that I have a diagnosis. Whatever it is, sometimes we just need somebody to listen and to help us process, and I would love to get to know y'all better through a one-on-one session and just hearing your story, hearing what concerns and challenges you're facing, and offering any perspective that I can if you want that, or just having some free time to share what's going on with somebody else who can relate to your struggles. So those services are going to be available. I'm also going to make more downloadable content. So I'm going to start with a guide to surviving meltdowns, also a guide for navigating panic attacks that's similar to the information I presented in the last video, but it will be a PDF format that you could print out, you could keep in your car, you could put it in your bathroom, wherever you need to see it as a reminder of things that you can do to help yourself. So check the description for the link to those services and products as they become available. And you know what? I'm going to just be brave, and I'm going to put my Venmo handle in the description box as well, because some of you have just flat out asked me, hey, how can I support you? I'm going to put it there. And if you feel led to do that, I'm telling you, that will be the coolest gift. Every method of support, every word of encouragement, y'all don't even know. I just feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. Even though I haven't met y'all in person, I am starting to care deeply about y'all, and I think that's one of the things that's so cool about technology, especially for people on the spectrum, is that we can connect to people without being in person. And I really do truly feel like I'm getting to connect with so many of you. So thank you for that opportunity. Thank you for the support, for the words of encouragement. I feel really, really grateful to be able to make these videos. I'm happy to keep making videos based off of suggestions that you leave me in the comment boxes. So I think that's all for today. I just want to let you know that if you are in a tough spot right now, we're going to make it through this. You are strong. You are brave. I know that you deal with so many struggles that other people don't see. I know that you do. But you know what? We can do it. We are unique and brave and strong, and we are in this together. Have a fantastic day. Make sure that you like this video, please. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. I had no time to choose what I chose to do, so take it easy on me.